All right. Catch me purchasing produce in the Silicon 3000s. Yeah, yeah, that's me, dude. No, I just wanted house shoes. You know what I mean? I just wanted like shoes I could like rock in the house. Because I don't like slippers. Slippers are fucking make my feet hot. And I already run hot, so. All right. Can I check SMH? Yeah, let's check shit. Right now it's 2:30. We're not gonna. I'll give you guys a brief brush on what I'm looking at right now. I'm looking at the SPX to possibly retest an imbalance, which should be right about here. If that fails, then I think you'll get a retest there. My question here is, do we start making that lower high? Because we do and are trading inside of a channel. Does this lead to a reversal? Right? And I think that'll be dictated by this level in particular, which is also, guess what? You're in balance. So curious to see what price does there right now. Ding dong. There it is. Um, so as we get into the end of the day, you know, SPY, obviously over here, same scenario. Just trying to go and touch that overhead high. I got some SPX upside. So, hey Potter, let me know if you want me to sing in your ear. For for what? Um, just for fun. My house shoes are 6-inch stilettos. That's hot, Luke. All right. Yeah. If you guys have anything else, you want me to take a look, or if you have anything you want me to take a look at, let's take a look at SMH though. All right. So,
Red bottoms, bro.
boots with the fur.
I've been keeping an eye on Apple.
Yeah, watch that. I was looking at that one a little bit earlier. We'll take a look in a second. All right, so this one is extremely interesting actually because all in all, dude, this shit is so fire. This open um mixtape. So I mean, same kind of similar setup as the Qs, and on the 4 hour, it's just really not clear, and on the 24 hour, it actually isn't clear either. So I'm gonna do something I normally don't, and I'm gonna go to the 8. Again, I'm willing to do whatever it takes. Okay, so I can come to a conclusion now. I can see right here, and this is going to be kind of the base case because it's this only skeleton that we have to wrap meat around a pause. But going back, let's go to the 2 hour really quickly. Okay, so the 2 hour, 8 hour, 2 hour, you're trying to hook on top of 609.75. And although this is already a box that kind of already has been punched through one way or another, like I said, that same floor is relevant. So at the moment, as we get into the end of the day, I think it would be much preferred to get over that previous, most recent overhead high at 617, of course, and go for the median. At that point, you do have gaps up there, and I do see a channel, or at least some semblance of a channel. It looks a little yucky, but it definitely has enough points of control to establish that. So I think the question here, like on SPX, is this going to end up playing out more like an inverse head and shoulders? So I might speculate on a down, this might be something where you'd speculate on a downside pullback into that 590 if we see failure as we go into the end of the day, because inevitably something like that would actually set you up for a pretty sweet run. A lot of the times, if you're going to go and break out later, when you hit an overhead resistance with no trigger, you'll build a box, pull back, and then leave that box behind to punch through later on. So it's pretty good analysis, I think, on that one. So I think at the moment, EOD, right? Yeah, you're gonna try to maintain and the shitty thing is I don't really have a good floor. I was going to say 611 on the 15. So it'd be nice to see a bounce now. If this does not bounce or does not find its ground, then yeah. SPX, by the way, if you're watching that one, perfect bounce level on that 73.57. Hopefully you guys were able to see. That's shit that, listen, right there. Um, if you don't have like clipping or whatever, I don't know if you guys are capable. But where I'm streaming, I can actually clip things. If you can't, then figure something out. But this would be something good to put inside of like Claude or Notebook. So, all right, good bounce on SPX, dude. That was nasty. Is anyone talking? I might be. Any more upside on Tesla? Yeah, I'm just taking requests until 3. Yeah, I do see more upside on Tesla. Yeah. Um I see I spy with my little eye. Okay, that makes sense, right? No need to explain. That makes sense, right? What does that need to do? Needs to hold it up. What does that typically do? Pushes you back. So any more upside on IWM? I'll take a look at it. What was this? Oh. So yeah, it does. I will say you have a 2-step program over here on the 5, or more or less the 30-minute 15. There's this trigger right here. So the goal at the moment is very simple. We want to see price push through here, right, and move up into this floor there. At that point, could be one of these scenarios, and then you'd be looking for that 260 or 460, 426, excuse me. Do I think overnight news Trump tweet will cause the market to dump more? Uh, I mean that's a decent question, but I today's pump was interesting, but it left behind a lot and wasn't able to accomplish a whole lot when it comes to like the 24-hour time frame. But when I look at like IWM, this doesn't look like an obvious short at the moment. If we start to break down, this candle changes, then perhaps. But if you look at SPY, pointing straight up, you know what I mean? If you look at QQQ, it's pointing straight up. So, I mean, there's not really a super technical bias for going short right now. You're just speculating. And while there could be signs of, or reasons to speculate, based on geopolitical news, I would say don't put a lot of money in that. So, yeah.
Bro, you should be a doctor.
Huh?
You should be a doctor. You was right. I got that shit.
You do really? Yeah, I could.
You gave me some mints.
That's funny. Yeah, man. Welcome to the club of not getting shit done. No, I was kidding.
That's exactly what I told her. I said it takes me 3 days to clean my house, to clean one room.
You know what's funny though? If I told you I was coming over, you clean your house in 1 hour.
I did. I just
And
did.
you know
I
that
had a dental appointment.
exactly. Yeah, it's so weird, dude. I gotta like manipulate myself constantly to get shit done, which I'm pretty good at now. I'm not gonna lie. Watched your live this morning and profited off your Nvidia hedge. Wrote a put to 199.20 on Nvidia. Oh, the pullback. Oh, that right there. Nice. Yeah. We actually played this one. I'm playing this one back up. I still got a little bit right here, boy. All right. Is this an ADHD meeting? I'm on board. Every day that I'm on live is a fucking ADHD meeting. What are you talking about? All right, so let's take a look at. I called that Tesla bounce earlier to ask Potter at like 9:30 chat bubbles, but it was too late. Oh man. Yeah. Yep. Muy excelente.
You should be proud of me. I did good this week. I was like on top of shit, grabbed Nvidia at the lows, fucking bounced it back up, fucking called that Tesla bounce, showed you that meta earlier, called that bounce, stayed away from the ETFs.
Good job, dude. Absolutely fucking balling of you. That's what the fuck I'm talking about. You're locking in.
dude, I can see it so clear now, but it just took forever, and I still trade it like shit sometimes.
Dude, you know what though? When you see it clear like this, and then okay, so like take a mental picture of how you feel right now. Because there's even moments that I have to take the same approach where I'm like, nothing really makes a lot of sense, and there's not a lot of setups. And that's the wave that I talk about, that we have to be okay with acknowledging is like that's the thing, man, is when the market is about to start building a box, that's the hardest part to interpret, right? We can see the box after it's built, but while it's being built, it's that wide fluctuation in price, which actually gives you the big up and the big down. What does that do? It makes trading conditions pretty fun for a while. But then, as soon as that range is filled, you get Chop City. And it's fucking terrible. And all those contracts that just got pumped both ways get deleted both ways. And so acknowledging that wave and knowing, like right now, you see clearly, ride that wave, strike while the hammer's hot. But when you see that you're not seeing and feeling the same way that you do right now, write it in a diary, whatever. That's yours, a signal. That's a sign for you to take a step back, which we should everybody should always be, considering when they come off a hot streak or anything like that. So, is TikTok bleeping you? I actually got it's one of the first cybernetic content surveillance chips. So,
Can you look at Pan W up on the 30-minute, please?
yeah, let's take a look. What you see? Oh, you want to pop that thing up into here? Let's see. Okay, so that's where you're at now. And I see the candle opens and pushes here. But there's no other points of contact unless you consider that. So, I mean, makes sense that you're kind of banging up against this, because once you accept it, the journey is pretty clear.
Yeah, I took it up today, but that's as far as it went.
It makes sense that it would kind of stop here. It seems like it's behaving quite well. You've got a nice box there that got retested, so that would give you more volume here at 334. I would say right now, with the way that it's behaving, let's see if it can get a candle close on 336.84, because that's going to make all the 336 and 337.34. Because obviously that's going to make a world of difference in continuation. What does the higher time frame look like the 2 hour? Okay, I see that channel like activity down on the bottom here. That's too perfect. Yeah, everything is in order right now. I think worst comes to worst. What's up?
Earlier today in pre-market, you called out PayPal potentially pushing up. I think it was like 1855. I think you hit it right on the dot.
I said, what did I say? I'm sorry. One more time.
I think during pre-market, you said there's a chance that PayPal could potentially push up to 1855.
You said PayPal, right?
Exchange.
Sorry, your mic is a little scratchy, so it's kind of hard to hear.
My fault, not PayPal. SoFi.
SoFi. I said it was going to go and fill a gap. Ah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, look at that. Nice.
Sorry about that.
No, you're good, dude. You're good. So I trade full size shares with 40 at 587 on SMH. I want to trade options. Is that something you'd help with explaining? Options? Yeah. Yeah, I'd help you understand the option side of it. I'll answer those kind of questions more towards like the end of the live, so that way you guys can kind of record here. SPX is just fucking fighting it on this overhead high here. Trying not to lose that level. I think your next stop is going to be 75.36, which lines up pretty close with the top of my box. It's only 254, so we're gonna see what we got. Yeah, by the way, if you're on TikTok, keep the game, dude. Look at this. Look at this. I'll move it back, but not bad, dude. Well, 307, 303. Fucking redonkulous, dude. Anyway. All right. Any insight on QQQ? Hold on a second.
Do we got data tomorrow or anything, or is it just a clear day?
I think it's actually I think it might be a clear day. There wasn't a lot of data this week.
No, there wasn't. There was some this morning. I'll check right now.
Has anybody actually traded SPX yet? Yeah, we traded a couple times. It was a pain in my ass. It was fun. And then it
Rainy
was.
has like 10 different trade live trading chat on it.
Shit, really?
Yeah, he's a fucking jerk. No, I'm just kidding.
As far as SPX is concerned, it's more of a question here what we're gonna do by the end of the day. But at the moment, we're actually meeting the same overhead high and above it. So I think if we can maintain that overhead high, I mean, I see Qs hitting 736.14. If we push over, the only level I see to clear is 726.80. So, um, yes, we should be getting how to fade cheap contracts on YouTube. Explain the Greeks. That might be a YouTube video. Yeah, you know what? I haven't done a lot of like I don't make YouTube videos like everybody else does, you know. And it's definitely something I should look into doing. Look into doing. I don't know, market looks weird on that side, but all right, it is 257. What else are we looking at here?
No
Cisco.
data this week. Bunch of data next week, like almost every day.
Yeah, I'd say Snow is at least going to clear that or tap this 269 with the candle close that it's got on the floor. It looks like it looks like 269.38 is its main objective here. Excuse me, SPX flaking down here. Nice. I'm doing Raymond things right now. Hold on, guys. I know there's a lot of requests here. I'm trying to go through them really quick before we get that 3 o'clock mark. So, AW still banging right there. Okay. Tesla overhyped day. Yeah, we already got that one. You guys got that one. The APLD down. I mean, nothing on the 24 hour is saying downside yet. Um, if I give you any analysis for downside, it's going to be if this, then that. So it's not like it's directly triggering any sort of downside. The only thing I see as I drop down here is that, right? Which is your previous overhead high that you did pop out of and you're now popping back into. So that could be a sign of a potential reversal. Again, no empty space down here. And if anything, I would assume probably pretty safely, yeah, that you're trading within a channel here. So break that and perhaps more downside. So All right, IW punchback guiding 60%. Oh, nice. Yeah, we'll take a look at it in just a second. Hold on. Snow up. Yeah, we did that one. Okay. And then let's see what else. Oracle stop, room to the upside. That one, again, I think the higher time frame takes a lot of precedence on this one. One thing I did see on the lower time frame is that we spilled pretty quickly, leaving behind some possible imbalances, but man, every time it filled up quickly, it was a fucking killer trade. But this is kind of, John, when you are bearish overhead, which you could say about Oracle right now, is that it did pop out and then it got pulled back in. And that's kind of like when you're in this bear. Remember, this is the weekly chart that we're looking at. So when you get these bounces, a lot of the times it's like, dead cat bounces or whatever, and they move really well, but then they get stopped out almost immediately, especially after it filled up all of its empty space. So I think just going forward, this box is literally I mean, it couldn't be more of a signal because it is aligned with that previous overhead resistance. So yeah, we need to reclaim that box at the moment, right here and maybe right here are two areas that it could find some support. But I will say this, if it yanks back down underneath this, there's reason to believe we could see continuation of the downside. Have you ever tried diagonal boxes for your strategy, or are they diagonal boxes? You mean like that? That's a channel. That's just a box. Could literally, I mean, channels are just boxes, but like that way.
I did notice when something bounces or taps the low of a channel 3 times,
Yeah.
it tends to bounce.
Yeah. I use that on Meta and Apple, especially. Those two love a good 3 times off the bottom.
Apple did it for sure. It was 3 times off the bottom of that channel, and then it just ran up.
Jesus. No shit, that level held. It did. It did. And then remember, I think we remember talking about this channel too, right? No shit. Look at that bad boy fly. Still see it like that. So you're real close to a punchback. And then at that point, there's a formidable overhead high, but it's still, the one that's diagnosed to break here. So, 124. And then obviously, I think I remember discussing this one last time, there's empty space to 128. All right, let's see. Meta. All right. If you are in Meta, we are really, really close to our target on this one. I'm not sure if you guys took this, but going into tomorrow, right? Pretty damn good overhead, like pretty damn good candle close here. If we are able to maintain this on the 24-hour time frame. Now, one thing that we discussed, right, is that there's really not a box here. So the only thing that I have, right, as a trigger or overhead resistance, obviously we had the 623s that was present last time. And then the candle closes. And I have wicks off of here, but I'm going to leave it at like 634 and then correct it on the 4. There you go. So it's going to be a 2-part process, right? Because we don't really have the Potter box as a trigger, right? We have to work with what we got. The overhead high, which is what we have held down below, I'd like to see that be closed up against. And if we can gap outside of that tomorrow, we know that on the lower time frame, on the hourly, this is mostly empty. Now, let me explain what I mean really quick. It dumps very quickly. So things like that will allow for price to move that much easier. But 636 will be the only guarantee once that trigger is broken at 622. So 622, 636.55, And then at that point, it's literally momentum based. How are we moving? And the overhead high needs to break. But with the empty space directly up above us, it looks really nice. And if you took that earlier at the lower time frame hourly punchback that we talked about, and I know some of you guys were shouting this one out because you did, uh, it looks great. It looks as good as it's going to get without having all of what I look for on there. But it does look like it could pull off a pretty nice move up to 643, 630, 650. So So that's a perfect tap of cost basis. So off this week, again, we don't have a weekly candle close here. And the only thing, as soon as we go to the 24-hour, whatever box you did have kind of disintegrates, right? The only thing that's left behind that we can utilize, right, is here. But that doesn't hold up. So we focus on the most recent price action, which is here, right? And you have, at least today, yeah, look. So let's move, all right, 4-hour adjustment. So as of literally right now, you are holding that floor and up against that 50% mark, which is a range, not a box. And I almost want to do this because I can see this now. Yeah, now, okay, wow, okay, I actually made a mistake. This was a box, you popped out, filled the gap, and then shot down. So the guarantee here is we need a 1321 break. And then at that point, yeah, you could potentially see continuation. This doesn't have any of the things that I am looking for in terms of solid play sets or play setups. So Microsoft just went green. Hey, it does look pretty good. That does look pretty good. It's not a ton, but it's 388 and 391 as potential targets there. 4-hour. I can't. Yeah, that 386 is super strong. All right. Let's see. That's not a box on the 4-hour. On Meta, this whole thing, I mean, that's why I have it encapsulated, but on the 24-hour, it's not. And on the 4-hour, I've talked about this before. I'm not a big fan of big, wide, whippy boxes that have empty, and then rip even harder. No, I say not a fan. It's not, again, like it's going to bend the rules, but they make for less stable. So, like, for example, you might have a 4-hour setup like this, and price will pop up, maybe go and hit this, and then you might wick down, right, all the way here because there might be at the end of empty space right around like 594.75 and then shoot right back up. And Meta, if you guys remember, I've been saying this now for years, Meta bends the rules. And one of the reasons that it bends the rules, and this is why I can say this almost on this stock in particular, is because of the way it whips. Like it actually, like, let me show you an example because we talked about this the last time we traded it. We talked about how it pops, drops, pops, drops, pops, drop, and it does this in a fashion that doesn't allow for volume to concentrate as well as it does on other stocks, Meta in particular. So I can say that. Uniformity, it still works. Everything still works out. So I mean, like, I'm not gonna dice. If this 50% mark was closed below, especially after wicking down there, then I would, yes, still be bearish, still be looking for a continuation down. But all right, now we'll do one more here. ELF, which I'm chilling right now. So remember that old range 50% mark? We came down, we tested it, and then today it looks like we are trying or slash tried, yeah, to stay above it. Which looks like it's right about there. So, ELF is very much one of those wave stocks, right? We're gonna definitely hit the channel. But I would say right now that you're in a read and react scenario, very much so. You have an overhead high here to clear at 77, and you do have a box down directly below you that serves as a punch down signal below 73.38. So, but at the moment, I really, it's consolidating. It's building a box in between two boxes. Hold on one second. Hello? Hello? Who is this? Hold on one second. Fucking God. Oh. Why are you calling me right now? No, I'm busy. All right, let's see here. Elf, thank you. Yeah. Yeah, dude, it's fucking ridiculous, dude. All right. Let's it's 3:10 here, so let's go ahead and take a look at these cues as they kind of pull back a little bit. But so far today, you know, again, I just want to remind everybody we're in a massive box. We've whipped to the lows yesterday, right? And today have tackled and held this overhead high. So while we might be seeing a temporary pullback EOD, as of right now, we still kind of hold a bit of a bullishness, right? The level that we're rejecting right now has been responsible for some pretty strong pushes to the upside, and we know that there is still remainder or pockets of potential here with gaps all the way at 735. Let's see. I think I see anything else. Other than that, I'd like to see, you know, as we get towards the end of the day, the areas that we protected today, like this, hold. Otherwise, the further they pull back, the less likely I'd want to try to take them to the upside for continuation. Remember, it might be a good idea to have a little bit of time since you're just one after another when it comes to overhead resistances. So on SPY, our 24 hour is still pointing straight up. Two big fat wicks underneath us. We haven't quite touched that 753.50 overhead high. So again, with the amount of consolidation that you see on the 24 hour, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles in a row, basically encapsulating the whole range, we are at the highs. So to make this a little bit more clear, this is what it looks like now. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, overhead high right here. So if you're aiming for 754, it makes sense. The further we get away from that, the less likely I'd want to trade it going into tomorrow. These things make my ears itch. What the fuck? Meta still metalicious?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, if you grab that thing, man, that's a bad boy right there, boy. Just pop the high. Cool. All right. So anyway, just leave it at that. You know, again, tomorrow, it seems like that overhead high is the clearest. Anything underneath 745.61, and we might be looking at the downside. But as of right now, I'll leave it at that. What was I going to add? Isn't this that downtrend still? So I think as well, one thing I wanted, yeah. So one thing I can, if you want to, I just want to throw this out there. This is that overhead resistance again. So third time at the top of the box, 2 times off the bottom. Second tap, third tap of the channel. So if we're going to go higher, I think now is our moment to try to get that to happen. You know, some people would hedge or try to short it at this point. I think that's purely speculative. and a little risky, but all right. So SPY and then IWM. This one's been pretty sweet, and I got some 299s if we can get a end of the day pop. They were cheap as dirt, so 299 strike for just today. But that being said, there is still a remainder of empty space that IWM has just, again, not it's just trying its hardest, and even this 3-minute box right here has just been putting up a motherfucking fight. So by EOD, like all the other ETFs, I'd like to see price try to go and honestly just go and fill it now. I don't want to do this shit tomorrow, and I really wouldn't want to swing necessarily into it unless you were aiming for something much higher. But with that being said, yet again, right, we've got, and I think we've actually extended our range, kind of similar to how we did over here. So this range on IWM grows longer, pause, with IWM's continued residence within this range. But 4-hour time frame does have us potentially set up to try. 2-hour, you can see that same thing, just looks a little different, but we have the potential to try. That's not going to happen unless 299.50, and of course that overhead, same bastard of an overhead high at $300 breaks. So all right, IWM, SPY, QQQ, we're good to go. A couple of stocks we want to take a look at here, recapping some of the better moves that we were able to catch. CoreWeave was Golfman's little brainchild yesterday. Not a bad trade with that break on the overhead high. And it's funny, probably, I don't know if you're in here, bro, but remember just all the nerves and the thoughts that were running through your head as you took that trade, and should you get out, dude? And you look at it today, and it's like, this is what I mean by either it works or it doesn't. You know what I mean? You were where you needed to be, you entered where you needed to be, and it's a whole lot of convincing that brain that there's nothing else to really worry about, and there's nothing else for you to do. A lot of the times we ruin the right now by worrying about what could be or what might be, rather than just focusing on what we see in front of us. So it's cool to see that happen. SPX just saw a nice solid bounce there on the 3-minute, retesting the little box here. Raymond is not here. All right. So CRWV was not bad. Now this morning, Blue was so kind to share his potential setup here on Meta. We liked this one. We talked about a potential bounce, or actually it was thrown up in the air as a potential short, but we talked about it having to go and break below something that is already broken and not wanting to short it when it's already gone short. This, with the channel combination, this one turned out really, really good. Even if you got a later entry like I did, that 603 break and overhead 608.50 has led us to that overhead high. We're looking for just a little bit more, but this could set up for a potential rip out where we have this big fat pocket of empty space to Mark Zuckerberg's favorite number, and that's 666. Not bad. Damn, SPX, boy! Call me, yeah, the lizard man. The lizard man. Meta is starting to push a little bit higher. All right, so back to our disappointment of our disappointing child here. I was able to pull myself out of a small hole here on NVIDIA in particular. And right now we're actually, I think we might get our squeeze up. So keep an eye on this one to try to go hit. Ooh, there's this. Oh, nice SPX. But this one, I wanted to go and try and hit that 204. At that point, folks, you know, this one did, I saw it this morning. You can go look back at the clips of me talking about NVIDIA, but I said there was a high likelihood that we weren't going to like what we had to see. But if it fell fast enough and retest these levels quick enough, that we could be looking at continuation. I think that might be the proper diagnosis. Now, today's candle looks like absolute hot dog water, you know, just looking at it plainly. The 4 hour, right, still definitely could get some work done and hasn't yet cleared that overhead high. But this one is pretty important too. And that's exactly where we're sitting right now. So by filling up the remainder of that empty space up to that 204 and holding it, if we could climb a little bit higher, folks, I think we could go get my 207.75 target. And if NVIDIA has the juice, if it returns back to normalcy, I think 212.50 is not. And I will say this, you know, one of the reasons that I strayed away, well, not one of them, but you know, it's if I decide today I'm gonna get stuck on NVIDIA, right? Everybody else gets stuck on NVIDIA too. So NVIDIA, and I'm just gonna say this now as a disclaimer, looks great, right? But I'm also not blind to recognize that I'm fueled by resentment, not just a good setup. And so while this does again have the gap, I'm just looking to get something done, and that's not a great thing. But I'm just being transparent with you. It hurt my feelings, then made me a bunch of money, and then took money away from me, and then I had to fight for it to come back, and this whole thing has raised my blood pressure enough for my fucking ring to alert me twice while trading it. But that being said, you don't have to be a part of this one if you don't. If it does not, when you look at it, if it doesn't make clean and clear, you know, sense to you, there's a lot of loosey goose ass price action here. There are no Potter boxes, save for a small 5-minute channel here. So a lot of this is just relying on my ability to navigate price action, which I've been able to do. So I'm happy about it, and we were able to actually bounce this one today and play it back up. So I know some of you guys got those calls. I must see NVIDIA bow down at this point. I'm just being honest with you. You know, it's you know, I'm a human too. By the way, if you guys are in Metalicious and you have something nutritious selling to strength, we're getting close. Unless you have plans for something greater, which you could leave runners. SPX with a beautiful 3-minute punch back here to the upside, looking good. NVIDIA and Meta doing their things here. Let's see, what are we doing here? Q. Good bounce, good return back to that cost basis. IWM, trying. So I think the hourly is probably my best bet, your best bet, the best bet on NVIDIA right there. Now, in other news, SoFi, which we have been watching, accumulating, is getting closer. Starting to see signs of potential breakage. So tomorrow, I want that same motherfucking level at 1875 broken again. 2,000% on Meta. Dow Jonesing, have you trimmed already?
Yeah, I got just one left.
That's my fucking boy right there. That's my dog.
Yes. $35 for the contract. Now they're up like 500-600 or more.
Isn't that fucking nuts, dude? Oh god.
That's great.
Hell yeah, bro.
Post that bad boy. How/when did you get upgrade to get curse words bleeped out? I told you this is an implant that I got. So every time I say fuck, it I think that's so cool though. All right. No, it's a new feature on TikTok. So yeah, look at my TikTok. Look at my heart rate. Chart it. You got 5 minutes to chart it. Go. I see a pullback retest right there on my heart rate. Say what?
Moving, holy.
Come on, NVIDIA. Daddy needs another pair of shoes. I heard what you say. I heard you say a couple dollar contracts. What ticker do you get on? I can never find them. So let me give you a hint. And Jacob, we do this inside of the Discord, and like the study room and stuff like that. But or in pre-market. But let's ask ourselves a question, right? So everybody, if you don't know, let's find out. What makes contracts cheap? Well, we can answer that question by asking what makes contracts expensive when they move in that contract's direction, right? Let's simplify it. When price moves in that direction and it moves well, price is going up. When it's moving down, the puts towards your put strike, it's going up. So if it's not moving at all, it's going nowhere, right? And you're losing value on both sides. What does this do? This makes contracts on NVIDIA, Apple, Microsoft, AMD, probably not MU, but a lot of contracts get really cheap. And this is where consolidation and the box shake hands with the contracts, because we are looking for higher time frame areas of non-movement. Even 4 to 5 days of consolidation can break contracts down. My favorite, my picture perfect scenario, I'll tell you my dream setups. My dream setup is when I have 24-hour time frame consolidation that I have measured to be about to break on a Wednesday or a Thursday, because that means that it's gone through its cycle and it's now towards the end of the week, and those contracts are so cheap because they opened up on Monday and they got destroyed on both sides. Oh my God, Meta. Moin. Are we holding or selling NVIDIA? Brother, I've been selling NVIDIA contracts on this uptrend the whole time. Every time we pop, I'm trimming. I'm trading weeklies though. I'm fighting. But to be honest with you, as far as where we want to, I like the candle close, but I will tell you this. It is tomorrow's 205.31 that we're going to need to go and break. So if you're holding it and you still have a good expiration, it looks fine. And it looks good. I'd like to see today by EOD that we have, even in with this little pullback here, that we've maintained levels above like 203.45, and especially anything right here. So we got, it's not even 330 yet, and we still have a little bit of empty space up there to 204. Meta is still pushing here, or still trying to push, but perfect target tat. Look at that. Tap, tap, tap. Touch my green line. Oh, yeah. Touch it. Touch it. Look at it. Me and Zuck are having an intimate moment right now. Just touch it again.
Each other's green line.
Look, it just keeps going back and forth. Look at that. It's just for fun now at this point. Oh, too far, Meta. I was just kidding. Sorry. All right. Brother, did you do Tesla breaking the bottom of the box? I did talk about that one, yeah. Yeah. Right now with Tesla, and I'll be honest with you, this is another one of them setups where, boy, you better be on point. But yes, tomorrow, and I just spoke about this, trying to go and break this box cost basis, and your floor is starting to get a little shaky. So 405 and 404.60 are must holds. Candlewood, that's actually pretty clever. I'm not gonna lie. Candlewood.
Stop sign.
Stop sign. I love when Meta just sits up at the highs while you're trying to sell it, because it's just the best. Come on, squeeze it. Touch it. Bop it. Taste.
Hey, Papa, on Meta, 625 is a good little resistance level on the hourly.
You said 6 what?
25, pretty much. I'm going off that little green wick on
That, yeah, 625, and then you have 627.75. Then you have another pocket, and this is the shit they don't see, but we do. You see that right there? That's a greasy, I mean, cover a fucking slip and slide with petroleum jelly, baby. We're sliding right there. It's like a stock market Diddy party right here. Yeah, so this is all I see. That's 626, 627. That's where the wick is. That's tasty. So bam, 628.71. And I think you get another shot. But any weeklies or any obviously with Meta, I mean, you could roll out into. I mean, we know Meta can definitely push it, and a lot of the times it goes on these benders, right? Which we would like to see now, busting over this overhead, and I mean, the plan is to try to get to 660. But the not shitty thing, but the obstacle is we still have things yet to break that aren't necessarily Potter boxes, but with Meta and this sort of candle close and this sort of rippage without getting yanked back down, we like it. All right, stock market Diddy party right there got me dead. Don't fall dead at a Diddy party, baby. All right, what was that? Hold on. What did Juan say?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I gotta respect my elders.
That's right. Chad, bro, you gotta let him go first.
That's Papa Chad, man.
That's right. He has the hand. He has a. Let's see.
No, I was gonna say I got the 650s for Meta on the 13th. They were pretty cheap. They were 64 cents.
Yeah, yeah.
So I bought a bunch of those. That's all.
No call out me, huh? Damn.
Yeah, Miha. Come on.
Yeah.
No, well, Bobby said freaking right here, 603 is a good entry.
Yeah, you're more like a Miho. Sorry.
Yo, call me
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good, Bobby.
I'm sorry. I just had a clever moment there. Yo, holy fuck! I just looked at my Meta. Fuck, Nvidia.
Can you sell me some contracts?
You want some contracts?
Yeah, come on.
Yo, nobody chase this shit, please. Whoever's new.
Oh man, too late.
God.
Said-
I ain't even worried about you, bro.
You know me, chasing candles.
Yep.
Is that dust?
No, that's
No.
dust.
That's the one
it's
and only.
National Trader.
You sure it's not that other guy that impersonates Dustbuster? No, just kidding. Just kidding.
There is no little white meat, huh?
Are we getting into meta? Shady, stop it. If you weren't in this morning, I mean, or you didn't get in on the, so there was two entries. There was one on the recovery of 582.44, or if you bounce the fucker, and then there's the punchback through the 604, 605s that was taken with all of the chasers. And now at this point, you're going to be buying fucking inflated contracts. So it's just the same as it was down here. Now, I do think that this has a probability to try to squeeze, right? But it is risky. Why is it risky? Because there's no punchback. Why is there no punchback? I don't know. Ask somebody else. It just hasn't happened yet. All right.
Listen, if you want to trade meta and you're itching and you want to gamble, swing some contracts for tomorrow.
That's a fire idea.
670.
Can I swing
Hey,
some
Nero,
things?
you can't be giving call outs, bro.
That's too bad. 660 or 670 is what I'd go for.
You know what, dude? I recorded when you yelled at me, dude. I'm gonna send that back to you, but I'm gonna put it through. But no, I didn't. Mentally, I did because it scarred me, dude. You know, I just never had a friend attack me like that. You know, when I'm so vulnerable, scared.
I never seen Neil so mad, bro.
Dude, it was the best. That was a highlight of my life.
You know what I haven't seen though? I haven't seen a brown person yell to a white person.
You know what? That's
Hey,
listen. When he started yelling at me, my ancestors like apparated in front of me, and one of them just put his hand on my shoulder and just shook his head, put his finger over his lips, and just shh.
That was very descriptive.
He said there needs to be healing. Let it happen.
Apple's breaking
up. Holy shit, Meta. This is healing right here, dude. This is sensual healing. I don't know.
Room for one more?
No.
I'm right here.
Oh, the fucking 655s for like 20 cents. Now I can hear you, Poppy.
What are they at now? Just tell me. I want to hear it.
112.
That hurts so good.
Chad, you're a robot again, brother.
Yeah, you just turned into a robot. If you need to type it real quick for me, Poppy.
Hey, what happened to all the soundboard, bro? That shit's like, you guys took everything off.
We didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't. It's all there.
It's still there.
Yeah.
Just for you.
See?
The missile knows where it is at all times.
All right. Well, I got my fix.
I think I have a fixation with nut sacks. I think.
All right. Well, now Chad's mic works. No, just kidding. No, man, you're still a robot, dude. I know you're frustrated. I could hear it. You're still robot-y.
All right.
Getting a little better. Come on, Meta. You see the runway. I see the run. Pan W. Got you, brother.
Trying to go 345. Yeah, 340s. 45 for tomorrow. Is that too soon? And is that green wick to the left negating the empty space?
So we just
4 hour, it's the second candle, third candle over. On the 4 hour, it's the fifth candle over.
Yeah, so it is the I think we were just talking about this one earlier because you're not the only one in this. So I'm looking at this right now and I'm kind of boxing this up, and so hopefully, yes, I mean you are literally one click away from filling up that empty space, and I would want to trade weeklies in that pocket, you know, shorter expiration contracts, knowing you have the potential ease of movement. But yeah, that break does still need to occur directly up above us. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Dude,
okay.
sorry, these meta contracts are going fucking bananas right now, dude. The IV extrinsic value right now is crazy. We just went from, I mean, you could get this fuck, dude. Hold on, what is this at? Yeah, the low on these fucking 660s today was like like 3 cents.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
You got it right there, bro.
80 cents. Dude, yeah. Boomers are buying meta like it's a slot machine. Oh my god. All right. Daddy Chad can fix me. You're being summoned on TikTok. All right, let's see here. You know what, NVIDIA? Why don't you take a fucking page out of NVIDIA's book, okay? I think we look good, though. That shit is trying to hold, and every pullback it gets is nice and fast. But I tell you what, when this is all over, dude, I ain't touching this bastard for a while, and then it's going to scream. I tell you what, though, because that one of the reasons I started this whole process was I could see that potentiality for a big, fat, green dingus. I still do, but it hurts. All right. What else do we got? It is 3:37. You know what, NVIDIA? How about you sit the fuck down?
I've been watching Meta for a week, trying to form this box and punch out of it.
I mean, it is perfect. I mean, dude, and that's if you watched it for a week, you could make more trading just this fucker today than you would probably in that whole week trying to struggle doing a bunch of other shit. Straight up. That was hot.
On golf.
Microsoft just went off.
Oh shit.
Take a
Off.
look.
Yep. Cost basis on the 3 minute is getting touched right now. It's got that nice juicy pocket of empty space to 388 to the upside. If it can, yeah, that's not bad. Yeah, it's one trigger away from that next leg up. On the 24-hour, it's got a.
Calm down, Papa. Swallow a little bit.
I was gonna say breathe. Good God. Sorry, ladies, and anybody else. Fuck.
I mean, like it's food.
Oh.
I mean, it's food.
I love when you play innocent. What about Apple? You're up at the highs. You're at the top of the range. You're trying to push the fuck out. You've got a wick in front of you at 317. There is really nothing else for me to say on this one except for you better have a good ass stop loss. I would say right now that right there is a no motherfucking brainer. You don't come back down underneath that. So, all right, I expect that we should slow down here a little bit on Meta. That 328.83, and slowing us down. It's the first slowdown we've seen since the cost basis at 616. So, if you got young Meta, be better. I want to
Got a
make
couple of
free.
645s for like 20 cents and just sold them for like $2.20.
Andrew, when do you usually open or enter your positions at market open or just before close? So back to the chart tells me what to do. Most of the time, I would prefer to enter at the end of the day. My preference is always to be at the end of the day, but oftentimes the end of the day like pulls back farther away from my trigger than I want it to. Then I have to settle for the potential of that being a day trade the next day or a trade that I'm taking intraday. And a lot of the times, the way that we bypass getting fucked up on shorter expiration contracts is obviously taking longer ones, but you're taking them on that day trading setup if it's a 24-hour time frame setup. So I have to, my goal is always whatever I'm going to do, whatever it takes to have a good stop loss and to have a stop loss or to have my entry be as close to structure as possible. So if that means swing, then I swing. Like CRWV was already breaking outside of the box, so therefore that's a swing. I can do that because I have structure and a stop loss underneath me, and empty space directly up above me. You know, if I was to take Apple, I would obviously would have already done it, but I'd want that to have some sort of structural. So I wish with stuff like that, I could just say, oh yeah, all of them are take, but that's just not the case. And with the stock market, you're never going to have, a perfect regiment of being able to always take a trade at the exact end of the day. There are always or typically some sort of setup at the end of the day that we can find, but again, if I have a watch list with 3 stocks and those 3 stocks aren't triggering end of day, but then the next morning it's opening where it needs to open, then I'm going to set up a trade plan. I'm going to take it when it triggers. Oh, Meta, there you go. Push back, fight back. I want to break free. Ooh, yeah. Oh, I'm going to hang on by a little thread. Whee. Wow. Microsoft. Yeah, so we're looking for a punch back on Microsoft, break outside at 384.50 for a run up to 388. So, yeah, you got it. Blue, what you got? Oi. Yo, you got an alert on GUR? GUR. What kind of furry stock is this? Gorilla Technology. Oh my god, dude. What a chart.
Ready for a punch back.
You punch down? Back?
Punch up, no?
Oh. Oh. Oh, okay. You're looking over 222. Okay, yeah. Okay, that's right.
222, at least. Like going to.
If I had one wish, if I could wish upon a star, I'd wish for NVIDIA to squeeze end of day. Yeah, I am holding that one because it is closing there. Yep. Damn. All right. Anybody in the Discord
All your next week?
on Meta? Like when it dumped like that? No.
No.
No, I traded through it. Remember we were talking about I had cut half of those and then I took those I think it was 195.50s or 195s down. And then when it hit that structure, peeled off half of them, and then I just actually left those on there, and then I've just traded it back up to this trigger. So I traded it down, I traded it up. Meta is screaming. Chill, bro. We know you're a market maker. Nah, man. Are you holding? Yes. I thought that said something else.
I'm trying to join his firm when he makes it. Be one of your little fucking computer guys or whatever.
Computer guys. Well, there's an internship first. You're gonna have to be my assistant.
Why'd you say it like that?
I didn't say it like anything, Royce.
Yes, you did.
I didn't say anything.
Yes, you know exactly how you said it too.
I need an assistant.
You gonna JP Morgan me?
Oh, Lord have mercy. Rigotti up.
I'll do it. Don't make.
I need you in a pencil skirt tomorrow. No, just kidding.
Have you seen the meme?
Nah, I don't think I have.
That's just a Homelander reference.
Oh, maybe then. Rigotti. This thing looks really naughty. I mean, you're gonna bounce on the floor, right? And I would assume tomorrow, very much so, that you're gonna retest 1780. But until that's reclaimed, I have nothing else to say about it because that could be just simply a retest, and then you find yourself breaking down again. So. Meta is still finding resistance here at that overhead high. Ding, 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 ding. $345. All right, we gotta be we gotta be dead. See the cues. I see something, and I'm just gonna throw this out there. So if it happens, I look super cool. If tomorrow we stop at 725, 75, and see a full reversal back under 722, I think this thing could fall down and then pop back up. Now, ask me why.
Why?
I don't know. No, just kidding. This would create more range, more of this, which we see everywhere in these ranges, right? So it would only add to that potential. There you go, Meta. That's how you punch back, baby. But that's only, again, these are only things that I like to throw it's almost like, I don't know. It's like visualizing what you should have done in a fight while you're in the shower. It's not real, but I could visualize what I would do if that did happen. And now I have a plan. I know you guys do. I know everybody does that. We're getting Nah. I can hear it in your voice, dude. I remember you probably gotten in arguments in the last year where you thought about it later on. You're like thinking of good comebacks.
No, I don't know.
There's guilt in the voice. I hear it. SK High Nix IPO. That was a questionable. I don't. What? I don't know what the fuck that is, dude. What is that? Say that again. That sounds like Sounds like you just cursed me. Sounds like you just did voodoo. What the hell is this? Oh, so the SK Hynix IPO gives U.S. investors bigger bite of memory pie as shortages persist. U.S. share sale aims to raise $26.5 billion at $149.
Hey Potter,
Yeah.
I have a question. So,
What's up, man?
is it cool if I could take Meta 636?
636
Aiming for the empty space sale
on what?
on Meta.
On Meta 636. Am I hearing you correctly?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about taking that strike. I was like, what do you go fucking all right, big baller. Over what is the level again? 630?
Yeah, 636.
Yes. Yeah, I mean that is the only over that's the only fucker. So get back over there.
I mean, you can see it better on 24-hour too, puppy.
Yeah.
736. Just to let you know.
$36. Hold on. Oh. Is that 4 hour? Yeah, of course. Yeah, if it closes above that, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
No worries.
Hey,
bro.
Papa. I have a question.
Yeah, what's up?
Thinking about swinging SoFi overnight to $20 calls. I was thinking about maybe a 1750 hedge. What do you think about that?
Let me take a look at the contracts.
Weeklies are 9 cent, and then next week's I haven't really looked.
Weeklies are 2 cents for $20 calls. Tomorrow to June 10th?
No,
July 10th?
$20 calls. Those are next week's. I was thinking about playing a hedge for this week's.
Oh. Yeah, you could do that. Yeah, that's 9 cents is not bad. Let's see. Yeah, that's not bad. It's low risk. You know what I might do? I might take that. Yeah, I hate that you guys know me too good. I am actually looking to set something up in Peyton's account for this one first. I just grabbed the 2050s for 8 days out, and what I'm actually gonna do here, because the 20s are so fucking cheap, is I'm actually gonna grab some 20s up. Which, I mean, they're cheap for a reason, but they're so cheap I can get a bunch of 6 contracts for fucking dirt cheap. And then I'll also do the same thing down. I could grab the 18s, but I'll just grab less of those for a whopping total fucking $85. Cool. Yeah, we'll see. Again, I want to remind anybody who just heard what I said and immediately started buying. I don't know when this fucking happens. All right. But I'm banking on it happening very soon due to the amount of tension that we see here, now leading all the way up to 1885. This break naturally will hit 1980, and this will be the 4th time that you visited this overhead resistance. Because it's inside of a box, there are no guarantees that price will go and break it. However, if it does, within this area right here, some pretty loose empty space as well, and this will be beneficial for us to continue moving, right? Where we have empty space up to areas like 2060, and we also have a lower time frame trigger and target floor at 21. So, but I would like to see an extended move when this does break out of its box, and I think it has everything it needs to make a good move. Risk should be off the table at 21.85, and if we can, let the runners run. And then last thing here I want to see, since it's made this kind of soup ladle ass bottom here, there's got to be a channel here at play. There is. It's time. Something's got to break.
Hey, in the most recent price action too, if you go to the 1 hour, we exhausted our empty space below us too.
Yeah, you are 100 every single time we went. We filled it, popped back up, and yes, so everything is filled with volume underneath us, which is good. No.
Green flag for me for sure.
Yeah, I mean, and this feels like again with the risk to reward on something like this. I mean, if I had $1,000 account, I'm gonna throw fucking 150 at it. You know what I mean? And like chalk it up to the game because that's the kind of risk that I want. This reminds me, not exactly, But it reminds me, and if you take the PBS workshop, for those of you guys who haven't, you actually see me do this live. Now I was, and one of the first things you'll hear me say is a squeeze up, which is one of the probabilities. But one of the things I said is there's something, it's going to happen soon. Now, again, it's not the same thing, right? We don't have the exact same thing, but we do have a company that, you know, isn't shrouded in fucking a bunch of crazy shit. But I think that this substitutes for that sideways volume. So, but right now, one of the key indicators that it will go up is right there. So just even by a gap up or move above 1875, we're already predisposed to, I mean, that's a green flag go. And with all this empty space directly above us, you know, you could be looking even further. You could be looking out a month or two and keeping it a
creepy, but I'm starting to sound like you, Potter. My analysis is getting just like yours. I'm loving it.
That's amazing, dude. I love me. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. Sounds a good opportunity for a narcissist joke. Whoa, hold on. Let's get this guy out of here. I'm just kidding.
Hi, baby girl. Everything's okay, I promise.
Metal puppy.
No. Oi! Oi, oi, oi! No, actually, I smell so good. I smell like cocoa butter. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Oh, we're right there. Oh, clip this right here at 6:32:57. Taking it off. Oh, nice bounce, dude. Holy shit. What is motherfucking
I wanted to grab those 9250s, but they're up almost 100% from when I was gonna grab them.
Oh, dude, I bought a contract that was up 350%. What is up?
Well, they were going for like 35 when I was looking at them. They're in like the 70s now. I don't know if oh no.
What?
What?
What the fuck, dude? What the fuck? Why are you? What'd you do? Or what? Why did you say it like that? That was funny.
I don't know. It was just copying you. Copying
Oh, oh my god, dude! Get the fuck out of here,
Monkey
dude.
C, man.
Monkey C. Oh my god! I was checking on Pan W for you guys. Look, god damn it! Look at that shit! I love to see the people winning, dude. I love to see it. Let me go check my heart rate, dude. My phone just in.
Okay, another question, Potter. On SoFi, we're kind of gaining levels that we shouldn't if we want to go short.
Yeah.
So like, and I haven't grabbed my hedges yet. So like, would you like not grab hedges if we?
No, I'm not grabbing. I'm not grabbing anything. Oh, wait, on SoFi? I mean, yeah, dude. I mean, yeah. If you want to be more reactionary with your hedges, and now that we're recovering things that we should, like 1855, you can just leave it be. You know what I mean? But on the other side of it, dude, they're so fucking cheap. You know, why not?
And that's the thing is like I got like honestly I'm trying to figure out how to hedge. Do you normally hedge like 50%, 35%? Like, how do you gauge?
No. My goal is to buy the most amount of contracts for the least amount, like, and have it be, you know, like let's say I got 10 contracts that cost me $50 to the upside. If I can find a downside target for $3, you know, then I might have 20 contracts. You know what I mean? So but I'm not just pulling that number out of my ass. It's going to be based off of what I think is actually the worst case scenario, or if we were to fail, where do we go? But the ratio is all, again, with, this is another one of those, you know, discrepancy things or discretion things where it's like, you know, if right now, well, let me just tell you right now. So for SoFi, right, I've got the July 10th $20 calls, which are already up 50%, but and I got 6 of those. I've got the July 17th, and I bought. Oh, they just went up. I bought 5 of those contracts. So all in all, I have about $55 invested, right? On the other side of it, I have SoFi $18 puts, right? And I bought 2 of those, right? And what this does is it gives me time. Now, at the same time, for tomorrow, I also got the 1750s, or 17, excuse me, and I've got 4 of those. So it's really, again, goes down to the cost of the actual contract. So if it's comparable or same, then I don't want to buy a bunch. I'm just looking. It's like a parachute. I mean, literally, it's like as your stop loss is getting hit, I'm pulling my equity out and I'm letting that downside run. So you don't ever want to really get above 25% of the value of your position. You know what I mean? SoFi is going to run to the 200-day EMA. You know, how do you know you're going to break an EMA before it's broken? You don't. That's why I don't use them. Because a lot of people use it as a take profit. In fact, you know, enough people agree on one thing, then you'll see a reaction off of it. But that's why I stick to my levels. Because, you know, again, if somebody's willing to accept a price, then that'll get us above whatever you're looking at. So for us wanting 670, I'm not too sure if it's a chase, but at this point, it's so much empty space. Maybe get a few days out. I mean, here's what I think. Here's what I believe. If Meta doesn't just fucking gap up and do it all overnight, which bell just rang, but if it doesn't just gap up and do it overnight, there is a high probability that Meta, as it typically does, will give us some sort of retest. I would assume A at 623.75 if it stays where it's at now. If it gaps up to the high at 641.50, it'll be exactly off the open or close of today, which is mathematically sound because there's a perfect box here. Potential. It's not a box. It's just the outlines of one, right? But if you were to open here at the overhead resistance, you're going to pull back first. You might even come down all the way to that 624, right? And that's going to scare most people, but that would be that perfect bungee cord bungee cord to yank us back up. So Potter, I made 3,200 today charting and looking at the levels you taught me. That's what the fuck I'm talking about. Pull that money out. We'll go celebrate. Pull some of it out, Eddie. With a little time. I mean, if you buy it, I like getting a little bit of time just so that, you know, because I have a feeling that we're going to have some people get faded on this one. So be careful. All right. I'm just going to go ahead and say that one last time. I know Neil said it as well. You know, be careful trying to get into this because I just want to remind everybody there is absolutely no guarantee. It's a great candle close. Everything looks fucking awesome. But it is possible, right, for Meta to pop up and come right back down. And if you get caught, right, without having something built, you could end up getting stuck in this with shorter expiration contracts. And because they're so heavily inflated, I just don't want people. The goal with any trade, guys, and the reason, like, I figured literally today, I said, if I don't take it here, I'm not going to be able to catch it at all. Because if it goes to my target, that's a big fucking rip. And if it goes and breaks out, that's an even bigger rip. But more importantly, the contracts we are trying to find or take are inflated. So I think what we could really do now is start looking for one that hasn't broken, or perhaps one that is having similar wide fluctuations in price. And we could do that just by scanning through some stocks in the same sector. So, all right, let's see here. I want to do a check on ELF. I'm gonna check my watch list real quick and see if I see anything off the rip. That's not my thing. Oh my God. Damn, I haven't looked at BA in a minute. Look at that bad boy. Dangerous. Ooh. Ooh.
Straight to my target. Goddamn.
Oh, that's intriguing. Not give myself trouble doing this one. One thing you notice about BA is it does what the fuck it. I mean, it doesn't like to leave empty space. If it runs out of volume, it'll come right back down exactly where it went, and then go right back up or right back down. But boy, I tell you what, this thing moves. I think I see a 199.50 target to the downside. I'm gonna set an alert on that one. Intriguing. Netflix hit that 75.50. Did I say that? Fuck me, I sold Meta 620 calls this morning. Oh, brother. I'm sorry. Well, we're looking for, again, always looking for the next one here. Let's CCL. Hot dog water, 24-hour time frame. Shit, that one looks like it's in a fucking bearish downtrend as well. Look at that sucker. Where am I seeing 199 on BA? Right there. But I think more importantly, I'm just looking at this thing and I'm like, holy shit. I mean, oh, I didn't see that either. Hold on. Damn, holy shit. Look at that, Papa. Oh my God. Major pinch. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. Fucking down. And then you're probably gonna go back up. I'm gonna leave that on there, dude. That might happen. I'm gonna leave it at that though. All right. BA ate my lunch twice. I'll take a rematch. I mean, that might not happen immediately. I'm just adding alerts to things. That's honestly a lot of the times if I see a good setup, that's what I'll do. Damn, Jamia, what the fuck? What? Oh, this thing's gonna move here soon too. Look at Jamia. Contracts on that one are hot dog daughter though. Sometimes it does actually look really good. Both sides have empty space on that side and on this side. Technically, all pretty far up there. Thing trades like a penny stock though. Let's see. Nah. I should take that one off my fucking watch list. Get that one out of here. Yuck. And Mara. Disgusting. Meta. MU. What's MU doing? Channel trading. That one has a gap at 11.54. See, on a Friday, that thing can be fun, dude. If you can get those cheap contracts. Sheesh. Look at that overhead floor right there get recovered, and then empty space all the way up. It's not a bad little setup. Set my alert right there. Neo. Hot dog. That one's about to drop off the watch list too. Did snow fill it all? Oh my God. Oh no, it didn't. But it filled all. Oh yeah, it did. It did. It popped up, filled the empty space on the dot. 269. Wow. Wow. Not my problem. SoFi, we already talked about that one. Target had a nice pop up today. Equity's looking strong right now. Tesla still in range, but good bounces off the bottom of that range. I tell you what, that's enough to get that candle moving in the right direction. But still a hot dog water chart overall, except for channelistic behaviors. Whale bought $12 million in MU puts. Dude, don't wallow in that and miss. Dude, do not wallow in missing Meta. Dude, I'm telling you, bro. I've had everybody in this Discord. We've all done it. And the better you get at a system, the less that these things start slipping through your fingers. But you're always going to miss something. Just accept it now. And I mean, I get it. It was right at your fingertips. But don't let it dictate who you are or how your future is going to go. Learn as much as you can from it. Why did you sell? What made you sell and why? Were you staring at your P&L? Were you not looking at the chart? Were you focused more on the monetary value of the contract versus what's actually happening on the chart? So I know it's really hard, dude, and you probably don't want to hear none of this shit. You know what I mean? But it's once the dust kind of settles, you'll understand. Yeah, if it
There's a lot
tank.
of us in here who have missed a good amount of life-changing trades that slipped right through our fingertip.
Yep.
It's part of the game.
It is part of the game, and then you're on the right side for. I mean, it'll seem like fucking for months. It feels like it's not even real. I mean, dude, I'm telling you right now, the beginning of this year, I meant it when I said it then, still now. I mean, I gotta stop trading, till fucking September. I mean, this has been, a great year, and to see it, going sideways, is not a surprise, and to see more individual setups rather than sector-wide, movement happening makes a lot of sense. But with that, I'm going to miss them. I've been doing this for, a long ass time now. And I still miss them, man. It sucks so bad. I mean, when it does happen. But I tell you what, the one thing I don't struggle with now is holding. In fact, I would say I'm the opposite of struggling with it. I can't fucking let go. If my stop loss gets hit, but I mean, in terms of like getting it done, point A to point B, I will do it. And it's that kind of, it either works or it doesn't. I've repeated that mantra so many times. I don't know if you guys were buying the SoFi $20 calls for tomorrow, but somebody had them motherfuckers pumped up to 100%. When I started, I was like, holy shit, 30%, better take profit, got to follow the chart. Yeah. It was moving slow, so I thought it was a low volume. All good, though, looking for the next play. There you go, man. There you go, dude. I mean, listen, it comes in waves. Listen, ELF, I know the weekly looks good. The 24-hour, man, doing really good. And you know what's so awesome? I don't know how many of you guys are still holding ELF with me. No matter how this turns out, talk about a chill fucking vibe. I mean, we're just it does exactly what it needs to do, exactly where it's supposed to do it. Hits cost basis, pulls back, fills the empty space, taps the floor. Now it's building, which it typically does. So we want to see that build get over $80 and move up into that 91.50. So I took all my profit today, tomorrow laying back. Oh, you took your profit out. Okay. Do you have a best year, Potter, or seem to improve every year? Every single year, I have gotten better at doing this. Yeah, every single year. Equity gets better. I become more stringent. I mean, I've told people this before. I can't imagine how I'm going to be in 5 years. You might not even catch. I might trade fucking twice a month. I mean, with $80 or $80,000 lots. But who knows what the future holds? But yeah, I mean, every single year. I mean, I've had months within the year that were. I mean, last year in February, I got kicked in the nuts. I think October or it was September. I think September. September sucks every year. I wish I could skip the whole fucking month. I think one year we saw September movement. But other than that, I don't do the whole like sell in May and go away because that shit's not true either. But anyway, I'm strongly holding Meta. Okay. Good shit. IWM. Listen, this is also going to be really tough. Really, you know what? And I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't start thinking about this till the other day, because one thing that I did, and I'm not, yeah, one thing that I did and was measure, right? And we measured and we said, well, we are definitely at that time frame where price is looking to break. Well, it did, but it had nowhere to fucking go. Then Meta goes for that same amount of time, or excuse me, IWM goes for that same amount of date and range at the top. So like specifically, right? These 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then we get a big expansion move down. Now we're popping back up. So the way that I'm looking at this is whatever's up here, right? Box or not, is the trigger to the upside. If we fail this retest, then we're probably looking at this being our new range, just like it was here. So if the range you create doesn't generate enough tension to make that next move, it's going to keep consolidating. Yep. Yep. Got to learn to find my own trades. I mean, yeah, that I think more or less it's you got to learn to take your own trades. If and one thing, guys, I have to say this every once in a while, and I don't say it a lot because people then are like, well, let's just fucking extract signals from the guy. If you speak the same language, right? Blue called out shit today, you know, Golfman called out, you know, CRWV. These are things that they bring up. And if they look good, they look good. If they look good to me, then they should look good to you. And if they look good to Blue and they look good to me, then they should look good to you. And you would be a fool to see a good play that you understand and not execute on it if it fits your script. You know what I mean? So, like, we're not trying to follow signals. I mean, think about it. If we were all in a big, tall business building, right? And you guys were all sitting next to each other, do you think I would have dividers next to each one of you? You know, maybe cubicles, but like, would I keep you guys from telling each other what you're doing or looking at? You know, unless you guys were in, you know, different sectors or something like that. But regardless, you know, I would want people, we would have meetings, right? Where we discuss the plays or the where we're going to be directing our equity or our money today. So yeah, it's yeah. You said QYLD is at the highs. Oh damn, look at that bad boy, dude. One of the greatest. Uh-huh.
Take a look at OMDA after.
ONDA. I heard you right?
No, OMDA. It's a medical stock.
It's that juicy accent, man.
No pause on that one?
No, not even a pause, dude. Are these people effing new ornaments or what? I don't know what that means. All right, let's see here. So it's looks like a new one, kind of. 2025, okay, relatively new. Got a little channel here. You just broke that channel down. You've got not the cleanest boxes, but you built a box right here. And that was, so typically that box's top is going to be this box's, and it's not really a box, right? It's ugly as shit comparatively to this one. But it is the only overhead resistance that you have. So, I mean, it looks good. It really does. I think one other thing I'd like to establish here is, have you established some sort of uptrend? That's a yes. That's a yes. That's a no. I don't have a lot to go off of, but as far as, I mean, what's been recovered, it does look good. So, what tool is this called? What called? The box channels, rectangles, and channels, parallel channels. So. Damn, Jeremy. How do you have so many followers? let's see here. Would hedges be QQQ gap fill around 7? Oh, I'm so sorry. I just missed that. If you were to be hedging on the Qs, which yes, it would be 712. Yeah. Yes. So if you pick that, that would be an accurate target. So. I have problems with holding sometimes. What helps your confidence knowing that it's going to work out? Watching it happen over and over again. Pain, suffering, exactly what you feel right now. You're going to not want to feel that again. And if, you know, unless you're somebody who wallows in the, and fucking, or not wallows, but, you know, rolls around in fucking, you know, discomfort for no reason, it's gonna, it literally was, dude. You figure out that there's something, you know, before I even had a name for this strategy, I watched boxes be built with 3 taps, 2 taps, 2 taps, and then that third one broke. And I'm like, okay. And I didn't hold for the first, like, dude, yeah. I mean, this is the, like, it's good to have these conversations because I want you guys to know that, like, almost everything that you guys go through, I fucking went through because I had nobody to ask. You know, I had nobody to bounce my idea off of and be like, you know, does this look good? So, you know, it was like, I had to find out the hard way. And then eventually you catch on to repetitive things and you're like, okay, well, there's this pocket right here fills up, right? And it keeps going and it does it every fucking time. So you miss it and you miss it and you miss it. And then you're like, okay, then you hold halfway, but you get stopped out. And then the next time you take it and you stop out early. And then the next time it goes and hits halfway and you trim. And you finally leave some a little bit further, and then you trim a little bit too soon on those runners, and you watch it go further, and you're in discomfort. You're like, fuck. Everything that is allowed for me to hold my contracts as long as I do is just pure pain and suffering. And not wanting to do that again. I mean, I that is straight up. Yeah, that's it. I mean, you watch if you have something that works, obviously I do, and then you watch it happen again and again and again, right? Eventually, yeah, you're gonna, and so that's why, you know, some people run from discomfort and other people run towards it, you know, and it's like they want to learn what they're doing wrong, even if that means doing it wrong and then learning it that way. Word for word, exactly what I feel at times, especially with not having people to share ideas with. Yeah, man. And it gets, you know, obviously you can use the, you know, Baby Joker's, you know, basically runs the free Discord. I'm just kidding. But, you know, he's, you know, typing in there. Lots of people are, you know, it's a good place to, you know, even just post your ideas. But no, I understand. Again, I wish that it's almost like, you know what it is, and I've actually thought about this before too. It's almost like raising kids when you're teaching somebody, because you want to teach people how to avoid the shitty situations that you put yourself into. But it was only through those shitty situations that you learned to not do that. So either people listen and they don't, or they don't and then they do. So it's like, when you sign up to do this trading shit, you know, like when you sign up to do anything that requires your skills, you're going to have, you know, pain-based learning. I think that just goes back to being a human, right? I mean, fire hot, you know, eventually you learn to either put a fucking glove on or stop touching the fire. So experience is a great teacher. I don't feel it's complete disadvantage makes you navigate your emotions. Yeah. So some people, yeah, you know what? It's funny you say that, because some people are on opposite sides of the spectrum. Some people they're not in the Discord and they are very, you know, everything they do is solo. So they are, you know, feeling it all, seeing it all. And there's a lot to learn from. And then other people kind of try to hide a little bit behind other people's plays and stuff like that. And my analysis and stuff like that. And that's where you get too comfortable, right? And that's when sometimes it's best to start running at the thing that scares you the most. But all right. It's 4:24, guys. I'm visualizing what to do in the shower when I'm in a fight. I'm visualizing what to do in the shower when I'm in a fight. Oh, I read that too late. That was forever ago.
You know, something that's really helped me like not take stupid ass trades is like whenever I had like a bad day or I didn't take a good swing and like I hear everybody talking about stuff like and the knife's already in your heart. Like you don't need to sit in the Discord and like listen to everybody like talk about their gains. Like
No.
don't put that pain on yourself. Like don't do that to yourself.
No, nobody goes gold mining to look at what other people mine. Nobody goes gold mining to go and like stare at other people's nuggets, unless you're Jose. But you know, but no, seriously, you know, it's hard not to, you know, because you want to be inspired. But if you know the system works, stop. I always get back to this, but everybody who's ever taken that step forward is taking their own vision quest, their own, you know, solo dolo journey of some sort, to try to figure this out, you know. Is this live right now? Is France and Morocco going at it, or? I love when they fall on the ground and then they lay there to see if they W France. He just looks French, you know what I mean? It's like a French guy. All right, I'm gonna get banned for copyright if I don't hop off that.
Let's go Africa.
All right. All right, TikTok. That discount's still out there if you want to slide through, but otherwise, I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. All right. Peace out. Oh, and YouTube. Bye bye, YouTube.